Today's my lecture topic is in the automobile there are several types of springs in suspension system. The types of springs in suspension system are there are four types. One is coil spring, leaf spring, air spring, and a torsion bar. These are the four type of springs in automobile suspension system. First case we are considered as a coil springs. The most commonly used spring in the coil spring is the coil spring. The coil spring is a length of round springs steel rod that is wound into a coil. Unlike leaf springs, conventional coil springs do not develop interleaf friction. Therefore, they provide a smaller ride. The diameter and the length of the wire diameter, the strength of a spring. Increasing the wire diameter will produce a stronger spring, while increasing its length will make it more flexible. Coil springs require no adjustment and for the most part are trouble-free. Most common failure is spring sag. Next one is leaf spring. A leaf spring is commonly made of flat plates of strips of spring. Although leaf springs were once used on front suspension systems, they are now limited to the rear of some cars. An exploded view of a leaf spring may be consist of several springs attached on a same plate. A mono leaf spring is made of a single thick leaf which is usually made of reinforced fiberglass. Multiple leaf springs have several thin leaves, steel leaves sandwiched together. Each end of the leaf spring has an eye. Eye is called the cylinder-shaped hole which holds a bushing. The front spring eye normally bolts directly to the frame structure. The two large U-bolts secure the axle or axial housing to the leaf spring. A shackle fastens the rear leaf spring eye to the vehicle's frame and allows the spring to change length when bent. Insulators are placed between the spring to prevent squeaks and rattles. Next one is the air suspension system. Air spring is typically a two-ply rubber cylinder that is filled with air. End caps are formed on the air spring for mounting. Air pressure in the rubber cylinder gives the unit a spring action. Similar to that of a coil spring, air spring is lighter than a coil spring. This gives it the potential to produce a smoother ride than a coil spring. Special synthetic rubber compounds must be used so the air spring can operate properly in cold weather. Low temperatures tend to stiffen rubber. Next one is in the torsion bar. It is simply a rod which acting under the torsion undertaking shear stresses. It is often used with the independent suspension. One end of the bar is fixed to the frame and the other end is fixed to the end of the wheel arm and supporting in the bearing. The other end of the wheel arm is connected to the wheel hub. When the wheel strikes a bump, it starts vibrating up and down. Thus, torque on the torsion bar which acts as a springs. Next one is damper. When the wheel moves over a bump, energy is given to the spring due to which it deflects. When the bump is crossed, rebound or release, the stored energy takes place and the spring is put into an oscillating motion before it restores to its normal position. To provide a comfortable ride, the damper is incorporated to absorb the energy stored in the spring.